Why are you inspired by the matatu?
It's kind of, I like makers. That's what I studied.
So you can actually do artwork on vehicles.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Really? Oh, the mat. Or just cars? What? I saw you sent something on the group. Was that you? That looked like Andrew. Was that your inspiration? This is the mask era. The mask era.
And the futuristic.
Yeah.
That are with the old
How come you flash them from the book? Here, I found it you can only go to the road to the Wow. I love the hair detail. Yeah. Very nice. What? I like it. Actually, today is Sunday, and we are here with, of course, teens who are super amazing with what they do, teens who are serious, and teens who have decided to choose a path that has focus, and of course teens who are full of fun. And as usual, I'm your host, Miss Jackie. Welcome to Beyond the Classroom. Introduce yourself, boys.
Okay. Hey guys, my name is George. I'm an artist. I'm a guitarist. Yeah. And I love myself.
He loves himself.
Hi guys, my name is Ian. I'm a fellowship here at GCC, and I'm glad to be on Mr. Jackie's show.
Yay! So guys, we've just come from the service. We have had an amazing teens interactive service where we have just had fun and a lot of learning. So the reason why I'm doing this today is because George is going back to school, and Ian is with me here still, but he's a very essential person in this podcast, in this vlog, because he has so much knowledge and we want to hear from him. And of course, George will sketch for us. I have just seen a lot of his amazing work. This guy is a shadow sketcher. This is a kind of it's sketching with pencil sketching, and you know how difficult it is to make sure that the details are intact, because you see sometimes when you're doing art and painting, the outcome is a bit different because you can hide a lot with colors.
Yes.
But when you're sketching with pencil, you really have to be particular, you know. And so this is what we're going to be discussing today. So George, when did you start sketching?
Since forever. Okay, I knew that the first portrait, the first artwork I did was in class 2. But it was something very bad. I can even do it right now.
What was it? An apple?
No, some car. It looked like
the tukas that we draw in class on the chest, like
It will look
Charagan.
like something like this.
It looks like that. Looks like a protractor.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then I started doing some army stuff because my family is full of soldiers. Like
Uh-huh.
my grandfather, my great grandfather,
Oh.
the brother to my grandfather, they were soldiers in the army. So I used to do some army stuff like the combat style, like the guns. From there, then I embraced cars because I'm a car lover, I'm a car enthusiast. So I started drawing cars. From there, I drew cars until about class 6. Then I started drawing some animations.
Yeah.
From there, then it came to a point that I reached high school. And because high school is full of developed, sophisticated people, so nikachanuliwa. So
Yeah.
I started doing a lot of cars, a lot of portraits, and then animals came in.
Yeah.
Then I started now thinking outside the box. You draw some hearts, then you stab it. Yeah, a lot of stuff.
The love heart at the lead. Whoa, the lead. Whoa, the red love heart with the arrow, like Cupid. Didn't we all do that? Like, what was it? What is that thing for? I take a love heart and ching.
No, it's not about the love heart. It's about the heart itself, like the biology one. So you draw the heart, then you put a kind of a sword on it like that, symbolizing like heartbreak or whatever.
Yeah.
Then from there, then I became a good artist, a nice one. Then from there, I started winning competition in my school.
Oh.
So because high schoolers are always high schoolers, boys will always be boys.
Boys. So what?
Nikaanza kuingiza do because kuna funky people want to send something called sticky or lay. Yeah. So so they come, I draw, give me money.
What? So did you ever get gigs like where someone would have maybe a party and they want to do a gift and you were told to do it, or maybe just sketch for some event? Did you ever do anything like that?
Yeah, I've ever drew for someone.
Birthday cards,
Yeah. But yeah, I've even ever drew some girlfriend of mine. So the best gift of ever
What?
done.
At what age did you even start having a girlfriend? You're teenagers. Huh?
Okay. I'm old enough. Right now I'm 16 and I'm in Form 4. So it's kind of awkward to some people. So her birthday was about, I think it's 11 of this month. So
11th of April.
I drew a portrait of her and then I sent it to her. Yeah, that's the best thing I've ever done. That's the best art I've ever done to appreciate someone.
Yeah. So Ian, you are you need to tell us your space, your gift, because I know you as, we call him Dr. Ian, by the way, because he aspires to be a doctor, and this is Ian, is there anything like a very A student? There is A and then there is very A. He's very keen on the books. Tell us about your gift, aside school, aside, studies, which are very important also, but introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Ian, and I'm born again. I thank God for this opportunity that I've managed to come here to share knowledge.
Yeah.
And for me personally, I've always had an interest in knowledge. I'm more of that science guy, should I say?
Nerd. That's what they call them. Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. I got used to it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so for me, and biology, chemistry, and physics were my best subjects.
Biology, chemistry, physics.
Yeah, but for me, I used to have a lot of passion to do with biology. I used to love everything to do with studying human body. Yeah.
The human anatomy.
Yeah. With time, it has. With time, I thank God because besides studies, I also came to learn that I'm also very passionate about speaking.
He can talk. Do you know those guys who, like, they hold the mic, they will talk? Okay, I'm like that also. I mean, clearly. Someone tells me, you talk a lot. Yes, I do. So, He loves. It's like a it's like a whale. It's like a waterfall. You just keep producing conversation, right?
That's actually true. Yeah, I discovered that gift when I was in high school, around Form 2 there. I used to be given opportunities in class to
Yeah.
preach. Just give a word at the end of the preps because it's normally 3 hours.
Yeah.
So the last 10 minutes I'm given an opportunity to speak. Yeah, the first days were really tough.
Because of stage fright?
Yeah, stage fright. I used to be very afraid, just a lot of stage fright.
Oh, yeah.
For me, I used to be very naive. I wasn't that person who was very open. I used to be that kind of person. I'm just, confiding in myself.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to intruding into my personal space.
So you are private.
Yeah.
Utaki
that's-
story mingi. You're also like that.
Yeah, I'm an introvert.
This is such a good place to talk about this because in previous videos we have talked about the power of, I don't know if there's a word like introversy.
Yes, there is.
Like, how do you survive? And how do you choose? I'm an introvert, number one. Number two, why am I an introvert? Because we don't just do things like that. And there are so many teenagers right now who are floating or drowning in this introvert space. Do you think, I don't know why personally, I feel like sometimes they do that to escape from reality.
Okay, as for me, one of the reasons of people being introverts is that they want to escape reality. That's a fact. But as for me, I'm an introvert because I have to focus on art. I'm an introvert because I have to focus on studies. As you've
So-
heard, I'm a Form 4. And now there is a big burden. I feel like there's a stash of some stones on top of
Because
my
we're in
head.
term 3 right now and you're almost done. So is it the expectations you have in that?
Yeah, it's my expectations and how the people around me see me. Because a lot of people think that I'm too bright, which of myself I
they
don't think
think
so.
Okay.
Especially my teachers and the deputy principal. He gives me a lot of pressure, saying, "George, I want an A from you in physics, in
So what are
maths."
your grades like? Are you an A student as well?
I'm not an A student.
But you're working towards that.
Yeah.
So guys, why don't you tell me how much pressure it takes for you to actually up your grade, number one? Because I feel like, of course I've been in school before and I have done my Form 4 and everything way back, but I feel like this has been a trend for a very long time. And I feel like there's some people, there's some teens who actually study because they're under pressure. And sometimes it goes off. Because I believe if you insist on something so much, it can go off.
That's true.
How do you handle that kind of pressure? And do you get your A's out of the pressure or because you really want to get that?
Oh, for me, there's a lot of external pressure, especially when you're in a boarding setup.
Family or school?
Mostly it's school. Family, they'll just support you as far as
They will support.
Yeah.
Kudos to families.
But there's still pressure.
But there's still
But there's
pressure.
still pressure there.
Sorry
because-
guys, because they have to say, hey, yeah, my son, and then they like the story of Nani working and Nani,
Yeah, for me personally, how I used to handle the pressure, first of all, I built a very good reputation before I joined Form 4, because Form 4 is when now the teachers they really concentrate on you as a student. So for me, I built a good reputation from the first day
Yeah.
I joined Form 1. And from then, I built up a good character. I used to ask questions from teachers. They also got to know me better. So with time, from Form 1 to Form 2 to Form 3, they got to know me as a good student and also as a bright student.
Oh.
So with time, I feel like the pressure, yes, it was there, but they were also, in that way, they do it because they know you can actually attain more than what you think you can attain.
Because yani they believe in you that much.
Yeah.
And your pressure is mostly on not letting them down.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Really?
I agree.
So you do this because you don't want to let them down. What about you? What about you and your vision? What about you and your emotions? What about you and what you really want? Because I've seen people be like, okay, so dad wants us wants me to finish doctorate. You hand it over when you're done, and then now you can go off and do whatever you want. What is it worth? What is it for if you're not happy?
Okay. Okay. One of one of the reasons is that when you see your parents smiling, automatically you smile.
Yes.
Automatically.
Yes.
And that happens especially with my mother. When I see her smiling because of my results, yeah, I feel like, yeah, I've done something. Like, Yannis jam let down, because the moment you let her down, then you are in hot soup. You are
The
just
vibe in the house will
loose.
be
Yeah.
kutakuwa na tension. Really?
And
What is the worst that could happen? She won't give you a meal.
not really.
you will
Not
receive
really.
the lecture of your life, Sally. Like a month full of lecture.
A month.
Or yeah.
Are you telling that women, mothers especially, they prolong the grudge until they get what they want?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
You guys.
When it happens to some cases, because she really wants much from me, especially for me. I'm
Yeah.
a firstborn,
Yeah.
and
Firstborn.
I'm the only male, and the others are females.
Yeah.
So she wants a lot from me.
Even when you're not the firstborn. Oh, you're the firstborn,
Yeah,
but
I
even
am.
all the same, I think pressure is still there. Even if, as long as you're a guy, there's pressure, there's expectation the whole
Yeah,
time.
because you're not going. Okay, as the way she put it, it's like you're not going to marry someone rich. You yourself, you have to make your own money.
So she's preparing you.
Yes.
Ian, how do you handle being a dude in that kind of space where I know I've skipped, we were just talking about the A, but so now this is Ian, you're a teenager, you've just finished Form 4, now what next? And do you find pressure being a guy?
In some way, yes.
How do teenager guy teens handle this? Because this is a very critical age, I call it critical because this is where you're developing your mind, your body, your esteem. This is a defining moment, and that is why teenagers really are sometimes all over the place because they're trying to fit in. What do you do to handle being a guy with the expectation of society?
Well, for me, I think first thing that I can say is that God has really walked me through this journey. With the help of my parents,
Yeah.
they've really shown me that there's a lot of expectation from me, but it doesn't mean that you have to please everybody in that sense. Because you may become successful, but still there will be people who won't be happy for you.
You may bring that A home,
Yeah.
but still there's something lacking.
Yeah.
So, like you said, how do you strike that balance where Ian will not lose his mind, Ian will get that A, Ian will at least try and perform in every expectation, and Ian will still be happy? Because I'm a strong believer of, like you said about pleasing people, I can do all these things, but when I go into my space, is Jackie happy? You understand? Because it's so easy to please. You mentioned about pleasing. It's so easy to please. But when you're alone, what is going through Ian's heart? What is going through Ian's mind? What is going through George's soul? And for me, I really believe that these are the areas where we have refused to touch, because we are thinking so much more of what people think and not what we feel. In your space, you've talked about God, because I know you're very prayerful. You have chosen that path because you know that is your place, that is your space for wholeness, right? And I applaud you for that, because guys, without God, believe me, whether we marinate it with whatever, without God, it's zero. you need to be in a place where you have a higher calling, a higher authority who you can actually be alone with in the space of vulnerability, right? So, Ian, do you cover up? I know this is it's a setup question. Are there times like teenagers cover up, and especially guys enact that, hey, me I'm good man, but when they're alone, there's fireworks everywhere, emotionally, spiritually, mentally.
Okay, for me personally, I guess, not I guess, I have been there.
You have been
I
there.
have been there. I just used to put this act that, since because many people used to look up to me
Yeah.
when I was in school, and I always used to put this serious face. that
They
this
look
guy-
up to you. Do you see
Yeah.
how much pressure that is?
Yes.
Like all eyes on Ian. Ian mess heavy. What? You're the talk of town. That's a lot of pressure, right?
But bearing in mind, I was also among the leaders in school.
Were you like a head boy, a prefect, what?
Yeah, a prefect.
Yeah.
And it was really tough because I was in charge of everything to do with academics. So
Okay. So you have to imagine, guys, you're in charge of academics. Alafu you're getting a D. Like you can imagine that what people would actually, that is a stone right there to throw at you,
In fact, those are the kind of things I used to think to myself.
So you
Just
were living in fear.
in some way I was.
Oh
It was
my
really
God.
hard.
How did that
Sometimes-
affect? Sometimes.
Sometimes I will even just cry because I will imagine like, what if I miss out?
Do you
I
see the
understand you.
expectations of the human race? So you never lived your life fully.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Guys, do you know even celebrities, and I'm going to say this loud because they can attest to that, have to live to certain expectations, and the pressure is so much that they would never be themselves every time they're living for the people. So it happens even in school.
Yeah, it is.
It really
When
does.
you end up
Yeah.
focusing so much.
You
You end up focusing so much
on them.
studies, on fulfilling what they're expecting out of you. You forget about some very other crucial parts of you. And those are the kind of things I've come to discover after I finished school.
And you're like, what was that?
Yeah.
Oh no, because you know what, guys? People think that it's just a celebrity life that makes you. Listen, a celebrity is not the person who is in the film industry only or doing music. Celebrity is someone who has been, who is known for being so good in something. You are a celebrity wherever you are. If you're good in cooking, celebrity. So if you're in a place where, if you're good in talking to people, you're a celebrity. It's a person who has a particular way of impacting and giving people giving you expectation, or you giving people expectation. It works all the way. So in school, there are people who are under pressure
Yeah.
because they have to go back home at the end of the term and they have to present what is expected. Tell me about that. How does that work for the guys? Like here we are talking about guys because these are two guys, and then number two guys are very quiet. You can hardly tell what a guy is thinking, and sometimes we are very wrong at what they're thinking. And then number three, they are under pressure, but they'll muscle up and act like, you know what, I got this. Lakini huko ndani, you're suffering.
Yeah. Okay. What you've said is true. It really happens to me. I hide the inner me with an expression of maybe joy or maybe quietness. Because if you look at me, when I came to JCC, I spent about an year without even opening up to people. So
You were just in your own
yeah,
zone.
I'm in my own zone. People didn't recognize me. Not until Charlie.
I think I knew you before by seeing you, but we never interacted. In
Yeah.
fact, I was shocked when he would stand up and hold the microphone. I'm like, this guy talks.
Yeah, okay.
So Charlie's.
So not until Charlie's. It was kind of a snack party. You came with snacks, then you put them in a kind of
Yeah, we do
a
that here.
table,
We party.
a basin, and then you just.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
like that. It's not.
Yeah.
So I was just seated on a corner, like how introverts like. I was sitting in a corner,
Yeah.
the phone, scrolling about some things, and then she came to tell me, George, what are you doing with that? Wake up, wake up.
She's taught
George.
you since baby class, right?
No.
Is it? Oh, you are older.
Yeah. No. I relocated. I came here firstly about 2010. Then from there I relocated some place in Embu. I'm an Embian. So
Do I Embu?
so I then came back in 2020. Yeah, 2021 when I'm in Form 1. So from there then I became an introvert because where I was raised up, it was a kind of enclosed space. You're not allowed to go outside the fence,
Yeah.
just right here. So I was raised like keeping my own secrets for my own pain from my
But
own.
what about your siblings? Don't you have siblings?
Yes, I have siblings,
But-
but I still have some pressure because I won't like show them the weaker side of me. Because if I show them that I'm weaker, then
They will be worse because they're looking up to you.
and
What?
the worst part is that I'm the male when they are girls. See,
And they expect you to protect them.
so there's a lot of pressure. There is a lot of expectations. There is a lot of responsibilities to being a male. Being a guy, it's just kuna mahitaji mingi, kuna watu wana expect a lot from you. So the thing is that a lot of guys don't live their lives, especially me. The only place I find solace is when I sit down, start sketching something,
It goes away.
goes away. I just feel like I'm floating. Or I sit down, start strumming the guitar.
And you know what? You said you find your therapy in drawing. What happens then, because we have made it clear that guys normally don't live their real lives? Is that why we find so much drinking, smoking? He goes to draw.
Yeah.
You,
For me personally, I normally like watching animations.
animation.
Yeah, animation.
So you're on phone, you're just laughing at you're giggling on the memes and
Yeah,
everything.
it takes away every other pressure.
So these people kwamta, all right? Guys are somewhere in the hood and they're chilling and they're just sharing. Like now the way we are sitting. Even you're going through. At strong. You know, because I find dudes doing that.
Yeah.
At where now you're sitting together, muna chochana. Are you 100% sure after kuchochana hivyo and everyone goes back to their homes, that issue is sorted?
No, it's never sorted. Okay, it just becomes worse.
Becomes worse.
Why?
Because
Because you've had someone's issue is less than yours. Or
yeah, still it's kind of a trauma because umesikia, yani it's like you may go there, express what you feel, pour out your heart, and then you find like hawakupei what you need. They kinda rebuke you. They kinda So most of the cases it just becomes worse. So as for me, I don't share a lot of secrets of my own unless I trust somebody. So I don't have a lot of friends. I don't have I just pump out all my grievings, all my anger, all my sadness on art or on music.
so your drawings are dark.
Sometimes are dark. That's
Really?
why. And I never came with them because
They're very dark.
They're
Like
very
with weird faces and everything.
weird faces. Like that one I've told you, I've just explained to you. Like a heart, a bleeding heart and
Yeah.
a sword. It's like,
What about you? How do you think when guys go out after having a meeting and supporting each other at brother code, those issues are not sorted?
They're not sorted because you've just gone there. You've kuchocheana.
Yeah.
It's more of like a motivation.
And no guy wants to look weak, like
Exactly.
weaker than the other one, right?
But when you go back to your home, you'll find yourself still in the same situation. So like nothing has changed.
Do you know, guys, that women talk?
yeah. They
Do you know women talk out?
a lot.
And I think when women have, or girls, when they have an issue, they talk about it. And I believe that when they talk about it, it heals quicker. But for the guys, you guys like just keep it in because you don't want to look weak. Society has made you think like, you're acting like a chick, man. Get your stuff together. Excuse me,
Yes.
get your stuff together. And at the end of the day, that thing is really, really pressing you. So what would you do? Could you please tell maybe someone who's watching and they are your age or even older or even younger? You know, there are even young people who are young, but they're living a life of a 40-year-old, a 50-year-old, because of either responsibilities, expectations. What would you really tell them to do? Because we have to be real here. Teenagers sometimes are getting caught up in very serious engagements, entanglements. Some even go out there. First of all, imagine your guys. So you decide, there's this girl who likes me. At least she listens to me. She understands me. At least she's someone I can go and talk to when I have a problem. Little did you know, and I'm not saying it's all the time, little did you know, the same girl would break you. Because why? The person you thought you're going to share your issue with is equally broken or worse. Okay? Then what happens from there? You come back home, you're like, you know what? Women, never again, you know. And first of all, I'm thinking you're young. You don't even know half the story of love and relationship. Number two, you thought that this is someone who will help you, and they did, but you didn't realize that they also have baggage. So you get hurt, and then this is where now guys withdraw and they end up going into spaces that they are not supposed to. Get into the wrong company, others get into gangs, others decide, you know what, it's this drink forever. Others decide they're not even going to work or school or whatever. Others get suspended because they're either looking for attention or they're trying to look for someone to hear them out. Others are being branded. Like you go to school, just kill story, you know. So my boys, there's someone who approached me like 2 weeks ago, actually, right here, and they said that they have been caught up in messes in school because, not bad messes per se, but they are so vulnerable to a point that the big guys in school usually go and get in trouble and they drag his name along because he's a chill, cool guy, and a story. But every time there's an issue in school, his name is turned and he doesn't know what to do about it. Why do you think this is it? Is it that those boys are trying to frustrate this kid? Do you think they're trying to soothe their ego with this kid, or do you think they're trying to put him into a messy situation because they're already in a messy situation?
For me, I normally summarize that as hurt people hurt others.
Yes.
Hurt people hurt others. It's true, right? So when they see you're all together lovely, they want to poke you and see how far they can push you.
Yeah.
Because guys, even in the women world, even in the girls, do you know that when everything about you is glowing and is okay, someone will want to come and mess it to you because they don't understand why are you happy and they are not. But is that the way to solve things?
It's not. It's never the best way to solve it.
It's
Because
not.
you end up frustrating somebody else's life for no reason, and you end up you won't even be fulfilled in any way. Because if that person who's probably hurting the other person is actually maybe even being frustrated by someone else.
Like, would you advise teens to date at this age? Because
for me,
let me explain something here, and I'm not here to convince you otherwise. We're just having a conversation. Having someone by your side is cool because this is someone who is your confidant, someone you can talk to, someone you can share your stuff with. But I feel, and correct me if I'm wrong, sometimes people just have this girlfriend boyfriend vibe at this age just so that they can level up. So that people, you know, my boys can see like, hey, Pia, maybe even me, I'm in the mix, you know. Normally I find it like either a competition or a space for just kuonekana. What is your take on that here?
Yeah, for me personally, I think it's just that thing of you want to be at par with your peers because everybody else, you're seeing them, they're doing it, then you see yourself, maybe you are odd and out because you don't have a girlfriend, so you would want to fit in that position. You
So
end up having,
it's society pressure also.
yeah, it's actually one of the greatest influences of that kind of thing. Yeah.
So what if it doesn't? Okay, because remember, this is someone's life in your hands. What if you hurt the person who you wanted to prove to the society that you're with? One, you're not ready because you're doing it for the people. You're not doing it for you. And this person comes into your life, and this is somebody's child. How would you help them if they were really in a big situation, like seriously, a dangerous situation or a very wanting situation? How would you help them in the name of this is your person?
A wanting situation, like maybe
They're in
get-
trouble. Maybe there's a crisis in their family. Maybe there's expectations in school or something has gone wrong. Maybe they got in trouble in school and you're the only one they can tell. Because I mean, people relate so that they can share, you know, common interests, right?
Okay, so maybe you can first of all,
First of all,
for me personally, if somebody were to come to me, I will just allow them in, because others you may not know, maybe they don't have people they share their problems with. But for me, I would actually just invite them in my space. I try and help them the way I can, because you may never know, you may actually even save somebody from possible suicide.
Yeah. So would you advise dating, or would you advise being a friend to the person? Because someone will come to you because you've been so helpful to them. They think the opposite. They think like, oh, Ian is so good, he's such a cool guy and I like him. And then they figure out this is my guy. And that wasn't your intention.
Now that in that situation now, I don't know, because first of all, if you're to befriend a girl, first of all you should just let her know your boundaries. Like, not really by saying them, you can make them maybe even by your actions, the way you approach her, the way you talk to her. It doesn't show that you are maybe you want to take it to the next level.
So in other words, you're saying when teens are getting involved in such friendships, they should make it clear to avoid drama.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? What about you?
Yeah, I agree with him. And still, I would like to say that, guys, stop putting a lot of expectation on ladies. They still have their own burdens. They still have their own responsibilities.
So this one is for the guys. You're telling them to stop putting burdens on ladies.
Yeah.
Because do you feel like that is a lot? It's happening a lot.
Yeah, it's happening a lot. It's happening a lot. And still, but I advocate for that, because dating for teenagers is kind of normal, because there's still feelings.
But what
And
is dating?
still,
What
but-
is dating? That is what I want you to
Okay.
tell us.
Okay. It's kind of the way you pour out your feelings to someone. But he or she has to know your boundaries. As for me, I can pour out my feelings to you, but I can't be erotic to someone. That's the biggest boundary.
So
ever.
is dating having a personal friendship with someone, or is it hanging out to take a cup of coffee?
It's extra personal relationship.
Extra personal relationship.
Yeah, because there's some things you can tell her or him in which you can just go full blown to someone else. Because there are still problems to be shared. There's still lessons to be learned.
Yeah.
And still this early age, then it's kind of a practice,
Yeah.
because you soon marry.
But does it have to be physical?
No.
Because sometimes I ask guys, okay, so you're this young and you've decided we're going that direction. Are you ready to, at that age, imagine you have all those troubles in school, expectations are until here. The person who you want to date or to hang out with or to have a confidant on is, or the person who you want to share the moment with has expectations also. Are you grown enough to handle all those things? And don't you think having a girlfriend at this age is adding more salt to injury?
Okay. One is that having a girlfriend is kind of it's good because according to me you can get to pour out what's happening. You can get to share your troubles. Yes. And
But you
still
have
she
your
has
sister.
yeah,
You
I
have your
have my
sister, you
sister,
have your dad, you have your mom.
but there are things I can't tell them.
Okay.
Yeah. There are certain things I can't tell them, which I only can pour out to her. And still you are nimepotea.
Say it in whatever language.
Okay, and still, even though she has expectations,
Yeah.
you too you have them. And even though you have to meet them, be yourself. Usikuwe yani, usifanywe mtumwa, don't go back to Egypt because of expectations.
As in, ladies are putting dudes under pressure.
Not that really much.
Not that really. Ian, so you're telling me there's pressure in school, there's expectation from your parents, and then the person who you've decided to be your close partner or friend has expectations of you also. Isn't that adding more messy situations in a messy situation already?
It is, but for me, when I was still in high school, I never used to have, should I say, best friends. For me, I just used to relate with everybody just the same way. I never used to keep people close.
Your school was a boys only?
Yeah, boys only. But there are times when
You have
go for-
exchange programs,
yeah,
games,
and also functions.
functions,
games,
yeah.
Yeah, I used to just relate, just neutrally. Don't keep.
What is neutral relating? Because
in
like
you're
I'm
not-
here, I'm telling you, so you're neutrally relating to someone, and then they're like, there's a way Ian is really cool with me, and then women, you know yourselves, girls, you take it wrongly, and you're thinking this person has other interests, which is not the case 90%. I normally tell people, guys are straight like this. If a guy is saying they're going that direction, they go that direction. So when you are there and you're being neutral to friends and schoolmates, and someone comes to you and tells you, Ian, I like how close we are, and you are not even in that space in the first place. How do you slowly bring them to a place of understanding, like, whoa, 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 we were just friends?
Okay, I don't know how I will actually put it.
So it's never happened to you before?
Yeah, let me just be honest.
Has it happened to you?
Okay, in rare cases, this happens. But okay, it's too hard for a woman to approach a man. It's literally hard. It's awkward. Okay. As for me, I could just say, just straight to the point. Sometimes words just flow out of my mouth. It's just straight to the point. Whether you get hurt or not, that's my problem.
Because even girls have expectations that are unrealistic.
Yeah, they do.
So the same way you're saying boys love, trying to fit in. Do you think girls have the same problem? I call it a problem because it is, because the moment you want to please people and you're not happy, that's a problem.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Yeah.
Do you have sisters who have told you that?
No, but,
No, but you see.
but I see, yeah.
You observe it.
I observe it.
Especially in the culture we are in right now. Let's talk about, Gen Z, he said Gen Z. Let's talk about how you need to style up and look good. Do you think sometimes it's exaggerated?
Yeah,
In the name of fitting in?
a lot, especially in the present age. Some people, you've even heard of people going for plastic surgery to replace their facial appearance. And I know for some women, they want to be attractive to men.
Yeah.
So they go and modify some parts in their bodies.
Which is not even
Which is not-
logic.
Yeah.
Because the more you do that, the more another one will rise up. Imagine today we are doing the eyebrows, tomorrow we'll do the lashes, the next day there's ear blow, you know what I mean? So what would you tell the guys who are your age? Because I personally have attended some events or come across some events, and we are almost not dressed up. There's nothing we're wearing. Literally.
that's true.
Your guys, could you tell us, how does that look like to you, in all honesty? Here we are not lying, we're just being real. Fine. you're dressed up, you've shown like half your body. I know it doesn't grow old. You'll hear this, your parents saying that thing, and the same thing your aunties are telling you, and maybe your dad. Fine, looking good is key. At what level does it go overboard?
Okay.
Where you're actually
On that
thinking,
topic-
that girl looks good, like, that's like too much. It almost pushes away respect. At what point?
Okay. On that topic, guys sometimes modify their structure. They want to look good. So sometimes this is caused by social influence, social medias. You find someone shirtless, then I'm a something like this.
This is for the guys.
Yeah,
The
this for
guys
the
also
guys.
have these struggles. Oh my
This is for the
god.
guys.
Uh-huh.
And then you just walk out with that chihuahua of yours in the neighborhood. So this just
It
affected
had
by.
to be a chihuahua.
I like chihuahuas.
Me too. Uh-huh.
So this is mostly
Yeah.
all about social media, and I discourage it. I really discourage it. Even though I'm not that good in dressing, I know myself.
But
I
you
don't
dress
go. I dress.
to
I just
look good.
just to look good, or else I just find something in the closet and I do it.
As long as it matches.
As long as it matches, and as long as I look presentable, so that because these generations, man, you are judged with your looks. Hey, you don't look good, then you will find your way out.
Ian, are you comfortable in a space where there's an event and you literally don't know where to look? And I'm saying this with a lot of caution, and I'm saying this with reality, as real as I can be, because I'm always real. You're in an event, you don't even know where to look because what everyone is just in that space is almost half dressed. Are you comfortable as a guy?
No, personally, I'm not, because for me, I wouldn't want to look at a woman and then, feelings are feelings, and it's not a good thing. Maybe you want to have just an open conversation with somebody, but
Yeah.
the way she's dressed,
So I
you
mean,
can't.
you feel.
You feel. I just feel uncomfortable.
I'm imagining we are in an event right now. The girls are dressed like they're half naked. Okay? This particular girl is in a crisis. She's probably forgot, I'm sorry, maybe she has a medical condition. She's like yearning for help.
Yeah. First thing you can't help her.
First thing, you can't help her
Yeah.
because
One, you may just you may go and maybe give a hand, and then you find yourself in some kind of a situation which you don't want to find yourself in. Embarrassing.
someone
in
would
short.
think maybe you are attacking her,
Yeah.
right?
Or
Some-
else you are
uh-huh.
assaulting her.
Yeah.
And in the real sense, you notice that she's gasping for breath. Probably she needs an inhaler. Probably she's just had an attack of some sort. She's half dressed. And there are people who did not see her fainting. Can you imagine the drama? This is a thin line between life and death. But
In short,
like he's-
CPR.
CPR.
You can't just perform such kind of a thing because
What?
you'll just see cameras all over like this. What is this?
And you'll
dude
be
doing?
trending the next. So what we are trying to say here is, do you see how dangerous it is? Some decisions that we make. Because when you're leaving the house and you're going for a particular event and you're a teenager, it is worse. Because one, there's child protection. Okay? Number two, this child probably did not say where they were going exactly. All right? They didn't make it clear where they were going. Number three, the parents know that she's somewhere with either in a family or a house. And then you two, you're in that event and you're the one helping her out. You're going to be arrested.
For sure.
True?
Yeah.
Guys, there is so much to talk about in this topic, and I want you to place in the comment section questions that you think we should ask, and realistic stories that we can engage with concerning this. This cannot end right now. And the main agenda here was actually to see George's drawings, but we normally talk and do what we love best. What do you think about our topic right now? We are discussing peer pressure, school, and expectation society. Please watch us, watch, and write what you need us to talk about, or the questions you have, or the concerns. George and Ian and I will continue to come up with more information, and we will just jump a story until we get the answers. Thank you for tuning in. Ian, we're going to release you now, and then we can go on with George's drawings, and then it's been real.
Yeah.
Advice, the last parting shot to someone who's watching.
Okay, for me personally, what I would
And
advise,
especially the guys.
yeah, especially the guys, what I can advise all the people watching right now
Yeah.
is that first of all, when it comes to relating with people, make sure that you establish your boundaries first, especially when you're relating with the opposite sex, because you may not know where people are coming from. Some people, they just come maybe to just destroy your life. Some people will come in the form of best friends, but in the real sense, they may just come to, mess you up. So for me, I would just like to, make sure you get to know the people that you are relating with first before you take it to the next level. If you're relating with a girl and you don't want it to go to to a level of, you're having maybe a love connection, make sure you establish your boundaries first. And at this age, I wouldn't recommend this thing of dating. It won't help at this time, because right now you're still in school. In fact, you're being provided for by your parents. So how can you provide for someone else if you yourself, you're being provided for?
Ding, ding, ding.
It doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. Wow.
So,
Thank you,
that's-
Ian, for that. We will be hearing more from you in part 2.
Yeah.
He will come back. He has like this information, and he's not here to twist your ideas or to twist your plans. He's just here to share out what his opinions are. And opinion matters, I say. Don't go there saying that my opinion is no. Let's listen and learn. We are all learning. Okay. All right. Thank you, Ian.
Thank you very
Good
much.
to see you. Thank you so
very
much. So let's see how much you've drawn.
It's